Hi, everybody. Coach Allison back for week 7's Defy Aging workouts. Alrighty, this week we have three rounds of one circuit with 8 exercises. Each round is going to be timed a little bit differently. Quite a bit of variety, so we're kind of all over the place with our intervals this week. Round 1 is 40 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Round 2 is 20 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So that 20 seconds will go very fast. And round 3 is 30 seconds on, 40 seconds off. So we're giving you a little extra rest time on your third set when you're nice and tired. Okay, let's go over our first round of exercises. The first one is, or not first round, the only round. Let's go over our first exercise. Battle rope with lateral side steps. This is new. I'm gonna take you over to the battle rope. Okay, so we're going to be doing a battle rope, arms up and down, which is pretty typical, but we're going to be adding some lateral side steps. So it's going to add not just a physical challenge, but a very strong cognitive and mental challenge as well, because it's really tricky because there's a lot going on. So typical battle rope, arms up and down, looks like this. We do this sort of quite often. We're going to add a side step to this. So kind of start over to one side. I'm going to start my arms, and I'm going to take one big step to my left, one big step to my right. Arms don't stop moving. Now, you'll notice I have a slight bend in my knees. The goal here isn't to be in a squat. I'm just doing a nice athletic stance. Knees are bent. Taking a very wide step, so we're not just doing a little baby step. Okay, so that one might take a few practice rounds, but give it a try. Okay, exercise 2 is a hip bridge with a chest press. The pattern is going to be a little bit tricky as well. So we're going to go up, up, down, down. I'll show you in a second. Hips up, arms up, hips down, arms down. All right, let's go over this. You need 2 weights for this. Okay. All right. Remember, with the chest press, we bring the weights to the lap and then lay down on the floor. Elbows out to the side. Okay, so we're going to go hips up into a hip bridge, arms up, hips down, arms down. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. All right, that one, the pattern is a little bit tricky. So they're both movements that we've done a lot, but putting them together in that up, up, down, down is going to be quite a challenge. Now, if you're unable to get to the floor, we're going to do something. Oh yeah, a wall push-up with a squat. So let me take you over to a wall here. Okay. Even if you can do kind of incline push-ups, we're going to do a wall for this because we want to incorporate this squat. Okay, so for a wall push-up, hands on the wall about shoulder height, maybe a tiny bit lower, definitely not higher though. And we lower ourselves to the wall, of course, push away, then we're going to do one squat. Push up, squat. Push up, squat. So you can see why we don't want to be on the wall instead of an incline, even if you're able to do an incline for this. So that's going to be your option for that if you're unable to get to the floor. Exercise 3, kneeling band row. This is different, new as well. So we have as you can see, the band kind of hanging off the rack there. So we do a lot of things in a half kneeling position. This is just a double, both knees on the ground, kneeling. Now, I'm not sure if you can see my feet. You can put the flats of the feet down, or you can put the toes up like this. It's preference, whatever feels better for you. Want to make sure, though, that we're up nice and tall. So we're not leaning forward at the waist. We're also not tilting back. So we have a nice tall posture here. Get a little bit of tension on the band to start, meaning that it's not just slack like this. From here, we do a standard back row, which we do a lot of in Defy. So pulling the arms back, keeping the shoulders down, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let your arms do a full extension on the way back forward, meaning we don't want to stop right here like this. Instead, let the arms come all the way forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. You want to retract your shoulders, so make sure your shoulders are actually moving backwards. All right. Now, of course, if you're unable to get to the floor for this one, we're going to take it to a standing band row. So the band will still be hooked up on your rack. Your coaches will just have one hooked up a little higher. And really, you're going to stand back. Everything that I just explained with the row is the same. You're simply standing instead of kneeling. So that's your option if kneeling for any reason is not an option for you. All right, side to side puddle hops. We had this in our warm up, maybe last warm up, maybe the one before. Need a little bit of space here. So this one is great to work on pushing off with one leg. So we want to picture like a little puddle. It's called a puddle hop. So kind of like you're just pushing over, jumping over a puddle or a hole in the ground. So you want to be pushing off with one leg. Now attempt or try to not put that foot down as it meets the other one. See how I'm not putting my middle leg down to the floor? If you need to for a little balance, totally fine. But it's a place to work towards not needing to put that foot down. Yeah, so it gives you a little challenge there. Okay. I'm sorry. If you're unable to do that impact, it's not a lot. It's a very soft impact, but it is still impact. So you're gonna take it and take the impact away, but add some speed. So you're gonna do a big, fast side step. So we're taking out the jump, but we're adding speed. So it's kind of a step touch. So that's your option for no impact on that one. Stability ball plank is next. I think we did this recently too. I never remember. All the years of Defy is bleeding together in my head. So it's the plank on the ball as opposed to on the floor. Elbows on the ball. Step those feet back. A nice wide stance with your feet is going to be beneficial here. Help your stability. Want to make sure your chest and your torso is not resting on the ball like this, but instead we're engaging those abs, lifting the torso off the ball. And we hold this. Now, that's pretty advanced. A great place to start with that, if it's new for you, is pressing the ball against the wall or against anything, against the rack. This is going to let your body get the feel for the squishiness of the ball. So, but you have the stability of whatever is in front of the ball, kind of holding the ball in place. And now when you master that, then move the ball away from the wall. That's the next step. And of course, you can take this to a standard plank if needed. Taking away the ball completely, doing that either on the floor or on an incline. So many options, right? Number 6, single arm squat. We're going to change arms halfway through on each set, so keep that in mind. You only need one weight for this. So a single arm squat, the weight is in one side, up by the shoulder. It's not resting on the shoulder, so it's not touching, but it is up a little tiny bit. And kind of in front, so not like way back here. You know, so just don't overthink it, just bring it up to the shoulder. From here, stand in a normal squat stance, hip width apart with your feet. Sink those hips down and back like you're sitting in that imaginary chair. But the goal here is to keep this weight, let me show you on this side, at the shoulder height. Because I promise you what's going to want to happen is this. So it's your job to keep the torso up a little higher and to engage the front of your shoulder to keep that weight at all times level with the floor. See how you could rest a glass of water right here and it wouldn't fall? But now that glass of water is going to fall to the floor. That one is new for us, so give it a try. Number 7, dumbbell skull crusher. So you're on the floor for this one. We're going to use one single dumbbell, one weight. You hold the weight on its ends like this. Rest your head on the ground. Start with the weight right over the chin. Now your upper arm stays nice and still as you bend back from the elbows, bringing the handle towards your forehead. So notice how that was dangerous. My upper arm from my elbow to my shoulder is not moving at all. Let me show you that. Now watch my upper arm. Now this is nice and still. What we want to avoid is now my upper arm is moving all over the place, right? Very small movement, really. Okay, do not drop the weight. Now, if you're unable to get to the floor, we're going to do a triceps kickback. So for this, you need 2 weights now, probably on the lighter side. Same muscle group, triceps, but a different movement if you're unable to get to the floor. Triceps kickback, weight in each hand, bend forward at about 45 degrees, pull your elbows up. This is your starting position. Straighten the arms back. Basically, you're kicking the arms back, hence the name kickback. So what we want to avoid is momentum and swinging. So you're not doing this. Control the movement nice and slow. Okay. And the final exercise, weighted tandem walk. I recommend trying to go heavy on this. Heavy is subjective, so different for everybody. We're going to do a tandem walk, which we've done quite a bit in Defy. This is the first time we've added weights, however. So the tandem walk is walking with your heel to toe in a nice straight line. Okay. So it's okay to look down, but what I want you to avoid when you're looking down is leaning forward to look at your feet. So if you need to look down, just drop your chin and lower your eyes, lower your gaze to look at your feet like this, but please don't lean forward, because part of what we want to do with anything with a weighted carry is posture, right? So shoulders down and back. I'll show you from the side here. So there we go. Looking down towards the toes is totally fine. The next progression up from that, so something to give you something to work towards, is looking straight ahead. And then the final progression of that exercise, very hard for me, I don't even think I can do it, is doing it with your eyes closed. So if you're feeling bold, you can try that. So those are our 8 exercises, 3 rounds of that one circuit, and we'll see you next week.